joining us. My name is Spencer Bazz, and I'm the director with Canyon Angels. And to my right, we have the chairman and founder,
Tim Kelley. Great to have you on.
So, tell us about your background before being a part of Canyon Angels, founding it.
Been an entrepreneur nearly all my life, built multiple businesses, lived in multiple countries, had companies from construction and real estate development to software development to education sector. Teaching entrepreneurship here at GCU for 7 years. I've been past chair of Thunderbird Angel Group, which I was a co-founder of back in 2009, and have been running a private equity fund also since 2009 after exiting one of my businesses, and been chair of Canyon Angels now for almost 4 years.
So tell us more about Canyon Angels and how it's different from other angel groups in the state of Arizona, but frankly, in the whole nation.
So really the mission is to grow the angel investor group in the Valley of Arizona. And the reality is there's nearly 140,000 accredited investors. These are individuals with a net worth over $1 million or annual income over $250,000, 2 years running. But they don't even know that angel groups exist in most cases. So what the purpose is here at Canyon Angels in particular is to engage those individuals, be a funnel for them to evaluate investment opportunities in this early stage, high growth segment. These are all startup businesses that have a chance to truly impact the world, but at the same time, engage students here at GCU so that they can learn the real world about how companies raise money, how investors make decisions about investing in these companies. And at the end of the day, create a richer ecosystem for all the other angel groups and entrepreneurs that are here in Arizona so that more jobs can be generated and greater wealth can be achieved.
And explaining the impact, though, on society angel investing has. What do you see that being?
Well, almost every business needs to raise capital at some point. When you're at that early stage where you are just past proof of concept, let's say, you've validated some aspect of your business model where you think people are willing to pay for your particular product, and you think that you can, in fact, organize all of the resources, all of the people, and communicate your value to that customer. At that stage, that's normally where companies need to raise money to execute on that plan. And that's why we call it early stage. They're not with hundreds of employees, they're not big businesses, they generally are in some form of revenue. We prefer that they have sold something to somebody to validate what they're doing, but they're not yet scaled. And so the purpose of an angel investor is to step in and say, okay, I, along with others, can participate in giving you the funds necessary so that you can, in fact, take your business to scale. Normally, it's not one angel in a company. Normally, it would be a handful, maybe even several dozen. There's different ways in which we do that, which maybe we'll get into. But it's really helping these companies move to that next level.
And why do you think somebody should be a member of a Canyon Angels group, but just any angel group in general?
I think so many of us that have perhaps done angel investing, but didn't even know that that's what it's called. You get hit up by your neighbor's kid who's got a business. You get hit up by the dad of some kid on your soccer team, your son's soccer team, that says, oh, you invest in startups? Great, I've got this idea. That happens all the time. But the problem is it's very difficult to actually filter those opportunities out. And what we provide as a structured angel group, in collaboration with the other angel groups in the Valley, is that we help vet those deals. We say, okay, send them our way, bring them as an opportunity to our organization so that others can investigate whether or not what they hope to be achieving, they're actually achieving. You get the expertise of dozens, if not hundreds of other members of your angel group. And that also, with the investigation capacity of our students, they gain amazing insights. That gives you a way to filter these deals that you're getting hit up with all the time. That's one particular added value. The other is that you're able to build a diversified portfolio. If you're out there and yes, you may have $1 million in the bank, but who is it that you're going to put your individual investments into? If you want to fund an individual company for its full raise of $200,000, we might put you in that super angel category. In most cases, what you want to do is have a diversified portfolio. You want to build at least 20 companies over that investment cycle of, let's say, 3 to 5 years. To do that's relatively difficult. One of the ways, if you're going to allocate, let's say, $200,000 to build that portfolio into 20 companies, that's, you're talking about $10,000 per company. Well, you want to be a part of a group that's going to be able to pool the funds of other investors so that you can actually step in at that $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 range and thus build up a portfolio company.
What's the minimum required investment amount if you did want to invest in a company?
Well, it depends. And it depends on the organization that you're a part of and the particular deal that comes to your table. The reality is companies raising money normally have a minimum investment of $25,000. They do that because they don't want to have hundreds of investors for $1,000. That just complicates their management, their equity table as we call it, their ownership becomes much more complicated. They want it to be narrow. So if they're raising $250,000, they would much prefer to have that within just a handful of investors. Okay. So what we do then, in order to help our investors meet those minimums, is we create pooled funds. Sometimes we call them sidecar funds, otherwise we call them individual investment vehicles, but we'll create an LLC and we will pool the funds of 5, 10 investors, 20, 30, and we'll say, okay, we're coming in to that company as one entity. And that way we can step in with a minimum of typically $5,000, at least at Canyon Angels. Many others are more or less around that same amount.
And if somebody wants to become an angel member, what are the requirements to become a member, and what does membership entail as to what they receive?
So here at Canyon Angels, our annual dues are about $500. That's relatively inexpensive for most groups. We may have to raise that if we got to pay Spencer at some point, who knows? The reality is that what you gain for that is, first of all, access to our deal platform. So you'll get somewhere between 12 to 20 deals a year that are vetted with due diligence available to you on our platform, number one. Number two, you are able to come to the events 4 times a year and actually see the pitches from the vast majority of those particular entrepreneurs raising, and then see the due diligence reports generated by our student and member mentor teams. The other piece that's somewhat unique about what we do at Canyon Angels is that we meet every Wednesday at 11 o'clock here on campus with students so that we can review those opportunities. It's a unique platform and is a great opportunity for people to step into angel investing, learn what it's all about, engage their community, fund startups, and make money, hopefully.
Yes, and a new approach that Canyon Angels has started to do with the educational seminars, if you want to just give a quick take as to what will happen tonight, but also hopefully in the future with what we can start building for educating investors.
We sponsor investor education seminars. Part of that objective is to simply increase the number of investors. We're open to educate any possible time. We want to have more people investing.
Awesome. And if you're an investor, if you aren't an entrepreneur and you want to be a part of Canyon Angels, please let us know and contact us. You can email Tim at timothy.kelley@gcu.edu, and you can email me as well. Hopefully we can get you to be a part of what we're